Welcome to Broke-Ass to Badass, where heart-led entrepreneurs learn to build the businesses and lives of their dreams with confidence, ease, and joy. This is the anti-hustle movement, and we're your coaches in badassery, Kimi and Pua.
Find out more at bledigital.com, and wherever you're listening to this, be sure to click subscribe so you never miss an episode.
What's up, guys? Are you ready to get motivated, inspired, and pumped up for the week and year ahead? In this episode, we are sharing a recording we did of 3 live interviews that we did today in our tribe on Facebook. 4 badasses that are doing big things in the world. Jennifer Carbajal and Jennifer Sanchez of Maya Life, Geraldine Camarillo of Da Photo Chick, and Queen Atahi of 808 Business Moms. These powerhouses are sharing their secrets for creating the businesses and lives of their dreams. They're sharing about their experience with our coaching program and our B2B community, and sharing some ideas that you can use right away to really rock it online. So first up, we have JC and Jen, the Jens, a beautiful couple and now business partners who are working together to help people to create beautiful lives, transcending heavy living into joyful living that lights them up with love, purpose, meaning, and serenity. This is the mission of their amazing business, Maya Life Method. Without further ado, here's JC and Jen. Good morning, everybody. Here we are. Happy Monday, tribe. We are coming at you live with for our Broke-Ass to Badass live marathon. Dun, dun, dun. And we have the honor and the privilege of talking with some of our badasses today and kicking off today. And guys, get ready because this is just going to fire you up for the week, for the year ahead. So kicking things off today, we are so thrilled to introduce you to JC and Jen of Maya Life. Woohoo! So we're just here to really hang out, hear about their business, and pick their brain a little bit about some of the things that they've done to create the business and the life of their dreams over this past year. And so definitely get your notepads out and pens and be ready because they have been on quite the journey and you guys are just going to love hearing their story. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
Good. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kimi and Pua, for having us. It's been quite the journey, like you mentioned, for Jen and I. I'm also Jen, but she's Jen. So to help people, I go by JC because my name's Jen Carbajal. So anyways, that's us. And you may have got introduced to all our dogs. So you'll see them coming in and out through this. They're just a part of our life. And we're excited and they can feel that. So they can't help but join in.
It's so true, right? Whenever we do live videos, don't the pets, they feel the energy? They always just so many videos where there's been a cat tail just right here in the video. It's okay.
So you heard, but I looked over the edge because one of our dogs, I guess she tried to jump from the recliner to the couch and did not make it. So we heard this thud. So we were both oh my God, is she okay? But she's fine. So yeah, that's live video.
That's right.
We're unique in that the first time that we've gone through B2B now through 2 cohorts, the first time it was just me on my own. And Jen was still a practicing attorney, and she was kind of listening and, peripheral to the lessons and the material and getting interested and motivated and inspired by what I was doing with B2B. And so, we made a decision and decided that we both wanted to pursue our best life ever. And, when you're going to do something, you got to go all the way. So she's now on sabbatical and not practicing law, but full in and B2B. And we did the last cohort and did it together. Mm-hmm. And really that's when the magic happened, because B2B has been such a monumental contributing factor to my happiness and my joy. I had been an entrepreneur struggling by all the things and overwhelmed and trying to do the hustle. And it wasn't fun. And so B2B brought that to my life where it could be fun again and didn't feel stressful. And my best life could be based around joy. Mm-hmm. And so when we started doing that together, man, that's when, like I said, the magic happened and we came together with all our life experiences and journeys and created the Maya Life mm-hmm. method. And it's coming together effortlessly. Like now all the pieces make sense and we can build like a long-term strategic plan for how to get to our big vision mm-hmm. in a way where it doesn't have to be heavy and difficult and stressful. And so, that's one huge thing among so many we want to talk to you about. Did you have anything to say, Jen?
I just wanted to say thank you to you guys because we knew what we wanted to do, but we weren't sure how to get there until we met you guys. So thank you so much for helping us to go in this direction because it feels so amazing every day to be creating this company and to be doing something we love. So thank you.
Love that.
Thank you. I feel like you said the word joy and magic and doing what you love. And I was like, whoa, it's like the life-changing magic of tidying up your business. Like we KonMari'd everybody. But it's true, right? And I think that's actually a really interesting metaphor. I don't know if Marie Kondo even knows that she's now a metaphor, but right? Like find the things that spark joy in your business and figure out how to do more of them. The things that don't spark joy, try to do less, right? And there's always going to be a little bit of a balance. But what you guys have done so well is gone through, JC, when you went through the program the first time, I always tell this story because I love to think about the journey that just even your mindset went through, right? Because you were like, this is my business, this is what I do, and I'm going to build this while I'm here. And we were like, okay, cool, have at it, let's do it. And as you went through the program, everything evolved. Like everything from even Jen watching you go through the program and then saying, oh my gosh, I want to do this too. Your offerings, your service, your like vision for your business changed. So can you share with us what that evolution was like for you?
Yes, absolutely. And I was thinking through it when you were describing your perspective of it. And it kind of been a while since I thought about it because it has evolved so much since then. And so what it was I had, like you said, an exact model of what I wanted to do. I want to have 12 lessons and this and that, and they're called this, and, just very prescriptive. And in I think it was not even week 2, maybe week 1 or 2, whenever we start to do some of the lessons to peel back the layers behind what we're supposed to do and what truly lights us up and what calls to us and who our ideal client is and creating an avatar and doing all those lessons. I don't know if you all remember, but there was a time where I was just like, whoa, there's a disconnect here. And what I'm truly capable of doing and what my true calling is so much bigger than what I had envisioned that I took a few weeks just to like hibernate and like let that set in.
Yeah. We were like, where is JC? Yeah.
Like,
I remember that.
Sorry guys, my mind kind of got blown and I just needed to like take some time to figure out where to go next because it like blew my paradigm away. And it's still incorporated quite a bit in what I do now. And if you all are interested, I wrote out this whole journey of how Maya was born to be the Maya Life Method. And it includes that it was ACE life resiliency hacks and, as the beta and like what it can be and what it is. And then when Jen and I started collaborating together and the magic happened, that's when the, realization came that we were meant to do this together. And this is what our whole life has prepared us for, whether it's been, formal education, life experiences, connections, when things have happened at certain times has all brought us to this point. And so that part of that evolution, like you mentioned, was me coming in with this certain mindset, but being open to exploring other areas in my life that can help guide me and listening to the universe. And you all are amazing coaches at that, because after a while, anyone who's done the program or those that are thinking of joining will hear them say, does it light you up? Does it bring you joy? Does it feel heavy? Like, we have the answers within. You just help us discover them within ourselves, as opposed to just, doing it for us. You help us learn that within ourselves. So later, when we come to you for, say, BLE digital services, we know, okay, our time is best served doing this we can outsource, and that just makes the whole process a lot more fun and enjoyable. And so, yeah, you do kind of Marie Kondo tidy up, business entrepreneurship.
Right. And it's just to expand even more on that analogy, always like when you KonMari any room or start working on this, right? There's that thing where it looks worse before it looks better, right? So you like have to dump all of your stuff out there, and that's really what you experience, right? And we see this with many of our clients, and even for ourselves too, where there's this feeling of like overwhelm that sometimes happens when we begin getting clear that like, oh my goodness, wait, I was thinking smaller than my heart is actually calling me to do. And that's really what we witnessed with you. Is like, you had this like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is, I think this is what I want. And then you began to like expand that and basically like, you have the huge pile of clothes in front of you, right, of all the things. And that's when you really get to go within. And so what I'd love to ask you, because you had this period of time where it felt very overwhelming as you started to tap into this like bigger playing field, essentially, this bigger vision of what you wanted for yourself. And there was that time where you need to sort of assimilate, reassess, kind of get grounded. And I'm sure many people watching this can relate. Maybe they have a lot of different ideas. Maybe their dreams feel almost too big and they don't know where to start. Maybe it feels overwhelming to them. So what helped you to move through that to this place of clarity where Maya Life was born?
Wow, well, this will kind of... sorry, our dogs were going crazy, so Jen had to go give them a treat. But she's asking about, like, when we have these huge visions and how we start to get the clarity and stuff, like that process. Do you have anything to add, or do you want me to take this one?
Go ahead, just start, okay. And I'm sure I'll have something to add.
It's different for everyone, of course, but I think it's learning how to honor your intuition and following it without fear of what other people would think of what you're doing, because it's not what they would do. So I don't know how to give like concrete examples for that, because it's a process. I mean, I can give you examples that worked for me and kind of help shed light on that. It started to remind me of all those numerous stories you've heard from people that had this life where they had this amazing high-paying career and, traveling the world and VP of this or that. And then they're so unfulfilled, they leave it all and they like go live in the Caribbean or something, and follow their heart. And they're so content and happy. Everyone's always like, oh, I wish that could be me. And then eventually we start to realize that we're our only self-limiting factor, because a lot of times we want to, it calls to us, but we don't do that for fear of what other people would think. Like, why would they leave that job or this job? And they had it made because they would never have done it. But if it calls to us, go for it. And if there's a business that you want to do, what's holding you back? Is it fear what someone else might say? And so I kind of had like a watered down, canned version of what I wanted to teach that was safe, that people wouldn't question or feel any sort of kind of way about. And then when I went through the program, it was, hey, lady, you've got some really powerful stuff in your arsenal. Sorry for all the military references. I was a military for over a decade. But, I started to ask myself those questions. Why am I not going like full-fledged JC, this is who I am, this is what I love, this is what I research passionately, and this is what keeps me up at night. And just like, open kimono, another Marie Kondo reference, be authentically me. And I started to do that. And then I'd run it by Jen, like, hey, I have this idea for content. What do you think about it? You've been thinking about doing something that calls to you. And then you've probably noticed she's really reserved and quiet and humble and like the biggest part of anyone you'll ever meet. And so profoundly wise. She'd look at this content that I created, review it, contemplate it, think about it. She's very careful with when she speaks, because everything that, every word that comes out of her mouth, she wants it to have value. And so she'll just give me like these 2-3 line sentences that I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That makes this that much more powerful and resonating. And so we started working together on the content. We were like, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? And this was actually just last month, guys, January, like real time. We're watching, the Marie Kondo method. And I'm like, method. This is like a life method. And that's when we knew, just like in that instant, we were like, we're meant to work together on this. And so
here we are.
Here we are. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
It has been so awesome. We're a great team, so it's coming along well.
Yeah.
And then we have you guys, so
yes,
it's even better.
And the community. Oh my God,
yeah.
I hope I still have a minute or two. We've made like some of the most amazing friends, and I don't use that word, lightly. They're not just acquaintances or internet connections, like authentic friends that know us for who we truly are. And it's very rare to have people that you have meaningful relationships that really know like the core of your essence and what drives you and what lights you. And
are you talking about the ones we met in the group?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Christine
yes.
and Olivera. And they're both doing amazing work on their businesses that we all met through B2B. Mm-hmm. And, there's similar missions to change the world and make it a better place. And we've both done programs with both of them. And that is just like a catalyst. Like everything we described before them, imagine it like 2-fold, 3-fold because of all these amazing connections we make. And it's just bound to happen because of the energy that brings everyone together. You're going to come in as solo entrepreneur maybe, but you'll be part of the B2B tribe forever.
So true. And I thank you for mentioning that, because it's so, for us, like we put together this program to teach what we've learned and to help people to get out of their own way and learn the how to the why and all those things that we talk about. What we didn't imagine would evolve as beautifully and powerfully as it has is the community. Like you guys are in each other's programs and you guys are leading programs together and partnering across the world. Like many of you are not physically in the same place, which is typically where business relationships are formed, like when you're physically together. So just beautiful. Thank you for being such a strong influence and positive light in our community. It means the world to us. And before you mentioned that, I just want to also highlight what you said about stepping into your power and like really realizing and understanding it's kind of your responsibility, right? As a human on this planet, to follow your joy and to provide the service that lights you up and solves a huge solution for humanity. And that, I believe, is part of what bonds everybody in this group, right? Where everybody comes in and we're like, oh, I have this little idea. Maybe I can use this program to try it out and see what everybody thinks. And by the time you're like 2 weeks in, you're like, this has to get out here like yesterday. And it's huge. And now I finally have the permission that I didn't really need, but I thought I did, to take action. And Jen, I think you're such an impactful story and proof of this, right? And it reminds me of this article that I read years ago. I was still working full time, and I read this article about a financial advisor in New York who, as you said, JC, threw it all away, like making multiple six figures a year to move upstate and become a farmer. And they took pictures on their farm and they were so happy. And Jen, I mean, you had your own law practice. People dream about that their entire lives. That's success. And yet, right, you were like, this is not bringing me joy. It's not who I'm meant to be. Jen, I would love for you to share that transition, because I think to come and to just come out into the world and say, hey, I know that I have been this person for so long and I'm ready to step into this, which actually lights me up so much more.
I've always felt like my calling was something for higher service. I just wasn't sure what it was. So of course, growing up, you think being a lawyer is being of highest service, and I'm going to go to help so many people and things. And of course, there are attorneys that help a lot of people, but that wasn't my calling. I think I went into it because I knew it would be safe and a good job, and it is. But I feel like I have something else to give, and that's what I'm exploring now. And through listening to you guys is when I was like, wait a minute, it sparked something in me, like a remembering that I needed to listen to my intuition. So that's what I'm doing, and it feels really good, and it feels so much lighter, and I feel so much better. So we're very excited for our next chapter. I think, I just turned 40. So my next 40 is going to be, I feel like my next 40 is going to be amazing. Yeah.
I told her it's going to be like 50, 60, nowadays people live a long time.
Right. What is age anyway, right? It's never too late to be happy and to do what you really want, right? Yeah.
If I could say one more thing, the other day, she asked me, she said, think back when you were a kid, what did you really, really want to be? And it was a movie star. I wanted to be a movie star. So there's still hope.
Look at you on camera.
There you go. Modern day movies. What is a movie nowadays anyway?
We can all be our own stars now, right? It's so cool. Just like hearing you two talk and hearing the way that you're working together now, I always tear up because I think about Jen. And so when you did the B2B the first time, our program, Broadcast About Us, we did it the first time, and we would see Jen just sort of like, she'd be like this little, like just walk behind, like, who's that? Was that somebody? Or you just say, oh, you'd say like, Jen's here on the side, just listening in too. And it was so cool the way we just saw her like slowly creep her way until she was full on in the program with us for our winter cohort, right? So that was amazing. And as you always describe Jen so perfectly, she is the undercover badass, right? And it's just been a joy to have you dive into the community. And, as we have been sharing, probably people have been seeing our emails and some of our posts, that's our policy at Broadcast About Us, is that we want you doing the program with your significant other, with your business partner, with your teams, right? Because what we have found, as this is a perfect example, is that your success is only amplified when you can share it with the person that you're spending the most time with, that you're creating things with. I mean, it's really, really powerful, because talk about accountability. You guys are there with each other. So not only are you're there, you're going through the modules, but then you're talking about the modules after, right? And you're sharing in this vision and bringing yourselves into alignment every single day. So it's just so beautiful. We love seeing that too for teams as well, because then it's like, okay, you have that company culture built in so that everybody's on the same page, right? Everybody's working on their best life from a foundation of productivity and clarity and working smarter, not harder, because you can imagine if two people that were closely working together or living together or whatever, creating a dream together, were not in alignment there, it could cause so many challenges, right? Like one person feels like we should be working harder on this, and the other person's like, I feel like we should go within and just take care of ourselves. It's like it's a really that kind of disconnection makes things so much more difficult. So it's such joy for me and Pua. This is like a no-brainer for us to have people bring their significant others in, their partners, their team members, because it's what Pua and I have had, right? This beauty of alignment between us. And so for us to be able to give that to other people is like the best thing ever. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about what it's like to work together and to go through the experience together. We'd love to hear.
Sure. And I just realized I don't think we formally let people know that don't know us. We are married. So people are like, is she roommates or why is she walking back there? No, we live together and we're married. But as far as working together, one thought kind of zipped through my mind and transmuted as quickly as it appeared is, unless you've gone to the program when Kimmy said, oh, you're right there next to each other, you have full accountability, I can see where some people might have felt like, oh, that's heavy. But I'm here to say that it's not heavy. In fact, it's preferred and ideal because you learn how to be productive in an efficient manner that feels light. And they have this whole exercise about setting up, a weekly schedule. And I remember the first time I did this, I was so like OCD type A. I was like, Kimmy, well, if I schedule these things, what if I'm like 10 minutes late and it throws off this and the time? And Kimmy's like, well, it's more about setting the intention and then kind of going with it and seeing what works. And if it doesn't feel right, guess what? You can change it. And I was just like so set in that mindset that things were rigid and permanent and had to be right, that it took, just her saying that for me to realize that. And Jen and I went through that in the 2.0, where we went through the scheduling exercise and she started to feel like it was heavy. And I reminded her several times, Jen, try it. If it doesn't feel right, we can change it. And then we started to like transmute it. And we're like, this is awesome. We can do whatever we want. If it doesn't work, change it. The only way you're going to find out is by trying it. Mm-hmm. And so working, together and having each other accountable for what's on the calendar doesn't feel heavy and difficult, because we know that, okay, maybe this isn't the right time for her to do this. She'll do it when it comes. And it's
I
great.
think it really helps that we're both very open-minded to trying new things. If there's something like scheduling that I don't like, I'll try it. And like she said, it worked out well for us. Now we have more time because we're more organized with our schedule, so it frees up more time. So I like it now. So I say just keep an open mind and be patient.
Yeah, and I mean, you can hear from our description, we're very similar in a lot of ways, but in other ways we are like polar opposites. I was the one every day at this hour, this, that, checked it off time for. Jen is like free-flowing, has difficulty with like understanding the concept of time and what is late anyways, like island time. Like, maybe you guys are familiar with that. But we made it work, and we're like very different in those characteristics. So if it works for us, like it's amazing. Don't let the fear of the accountability and close proximity deter you, because it's not an issue. It's amazing. And you can always talk to us. We're in the community, we're in the tribe, so feel free to reach out to us if you're considering joining, and we're happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Thank you so much for offering that. You guys have always been such an open book. Yeah. You share openly. People are comfortable approaching you. And thank you also for mentioning open-mindedness, because I think that is such a powerful trait to come into B2B with, because you learn so many new things, and it can be somewhat overwhelming. It is at first, to be honest, no matter what, even for us, right? Because there's just, everybody's business is different. So we want to be able to provide whatever tools you need. Take what you need. Don't take what you don't want. It's totally up to you. But you guys have come in with so much. It was like you came in and you were like, I know the solution is in here somewhere. And I don't know where it is or when we'll have it or who will give it to us or at what point in this program the light will go off. But it's here and I'm willing to just go through it and explore. And that was really like honestly, that is the way to go about this program, entrepreneurship, and life in the most efficient way possible. The more blocks we have, right, the more we fight things that come to us, the slower our progress is, because then we have to work through those blocks and realize that people were just trying to help and all these things, right? So thank you so much for saying that and for just coming in and not just being open-minded yourselves, but taking the hands of others and bringing them along with you. I don't even think you realize how impactful and how wonderful of leaders you were, especially in this last cohort. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. We love you guys.
So before we go, just give us, tell us what in one beautiful sentence, because we know you can do this now as B2B grads, what your business is all about and where people can find out more.
Absolutely. So you can find us at mayalife.com. And what we do is we offer ancient wisdom for modern day lessons.
Living.
I knew that was like getting ahead of what I was going to say next. Rewind. Let me back up. Beep, beep. Okay. Maya. We offer ancient wisdom for modern day living. So we present that in the form of life lessons for soul serenity. And so if that speaks to you at all and you want more information, mayalife.com. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Maya Life Method. And we have so many exciting things coming down the pipe. Thanks to you too. So we look forward to seeing you all and hopefully reconnecting with some new people.
Yes. You guys are just follow these two. They are amazing and they do have so much amazing things planned too. So get connected, say hi, drop them a message. They are just beautiful souls with the biggest hearts ever. So thank you guys so much for your time. And thank you for being a part of the Broadcast to Badass community. If any of you watching this have any questions about our program, you can reach out to us today, tomorrow. As you guys know, enrollment for our next cohort, which is spring, which begins on Wednesday. You'll see JC and Jen in there. Enrollment closes tomorrow. So this is the time to take inspired action, to reach out to us, to find out more. You can find out more at broadcasttobadass.com or just shoot us a instant message. That's the easiest way. We can even hop on a call and let you know more if you have any questions of whether or not this program is a right fit for you. Next up, we have the joyous, infectious, high vibe, badass extraordinaire, Geraldine Camarillo. We only wish in this podcast land that you could see her video backdrop because it is so awesome. It's as like colorful and radical as she is. So definitely if you want to see the video version, you go to our tribe on Facebook and you'll love it. So listen in as Jer gives us her tips for living life on her terms. She is all about following her joy, lifting others up, and really doing things her own way. You're going to love this. Here's our interview with Jer. Guys, we are back with another amazing guest on our marathon, our badass marathon today. Are you guys ready? Say something over there. Oh, yes, that is right. We have Geraldine, the Joy Generator, in the house, aka the photo chick. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, just take a moment to say hi so everybody can really just appreciate your presence here.
And appreciate our presence together. That's what makes this so off the hook, people.
Well, you guys, You are in store for a treat here. You certainly know Geraldine from other live videos that we've been on where she is blowing up our comments. She is so amazing. She's like the best joy generator that we know. But this high vibe woman is she is just she's near and dear to our hearts. She is a graduate of our Broadcast to Badass program. She is a leader in our Broadcast to Badass program. And she is an amazing, amazing photographer. She does family portraits, lifestyle branding. Oh my God, she's taking one right now. But also she's just on a mission to lift up the vibration of the planet. Every single creature, human, being, plant, every place she goes, this woman leaves just sparkles. So we're so thrilled to share her with you. And we know that this is going to kick off your week and honestly, the rest of your life. So Geraldine, share with us a little about,
Hey.
Share with us, who are you and what do you do on this planet?
Thank you so much, girls, my dear sweet Kimmy and Pua, for allowing me to be here in this sacred space with you and with all of you. My name is Geraldine Camarillo, and I am also known as a joy generator and the photo chick. And basically, my purpose in life is to live with pure authenticity and joy, helping to raise the vibration of Mother Earth and its inhabitants by simply being joyful. And what I love to use as a tool to capture the joy is my handy dandy cameras. And so that's basically it. When I've 51 years now, I've narrowed it down to my purpose is that basically, number one, be in my joy. Number two, capture and document life and the joy in life. That's it. Oh my gosh, it has been so amazing. And I have to say, you girls and this program has really helped me to hone in on that. Boom. Like this.
So that's would you say that you keep only the things in your life that spark joy?
Yes. Absolutely. So this right here is what brings me joy. I think that's a great question, Pua, because, I live in a space of mindfulness now. And it's the journey of life, right? Where I only, in support for myself and of course for others, feed myself, my body, my mind, my spirit with anything and everything that I'm in alignment with, that's in alignment with my values and that is of high vibration. So lo and behold, that's why I'm here with the both of you and these amazing badasses in this group. Makes complete sense to me.
Totally. Yeah. And we've been making jokes like KonMari, make your business like your closet and throw it all in the middle and then send the stuff that doesn't bring you joy out the window. But we all jokes aside, this is a lifestyle that I think people assume is too good to be true. So they don't even try, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, it can't be that easy. It can't be that fun. It can't be that I can't love every day as much as these people do. Like, what's the catch? Like, are they like bartenders or strippers on the side to be able to have this lifestyle? And we're not. Maybe some people are, but we're not.
Right?
Right?
And that's fine if you want to be that. But
right, exactly.
Enjoy doing it. Fantastic. But be something that you truly love and surround yourself with the right people and the right everything to lift yourself up so you can lift others up.
For sure.
Yeah.
So can you share what that journey has been for you and the mindset shift? Because, and perhaps you didn't have such a dramatic one as this, but we were talking earlier about people who worked, these big 9-to-5 jobs and they made lots of money and then they left to find something more fulfilling, or they were on this path and it was the path that they were destined to be on. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, this is not lighting me up. Did you have any sort of mindset shift or big life change that made you realize, like, this is what I want to be doing and I can do this and survive and thrive and support myself and my family in this way?
That is a really great question. Because when I think back and I rewind over the 51 years, was there anything that led me to this place where I'm at now? And I don't think there's nothing that I can pinpoint like this happened or this happened. I think it was a culmination of things. I also feel it was a knowing from when I was really young that I didn't want to be mediocre. I did not want to be the 9-to-5er. I was never meant to be sitting in a cubicle. I've been there and tried that, and that does not bring me joy whatsoever. And so I'm only speaking, obviously, for myself. So it's like these combinations of all these experiences and mentors and people, watching people who are doing it. Like, if I wanted to become the successful businesswoman, creating so much wealth and bringing joy, then obviously I found people along the journey, whether it be Oprah or whether it be a sister who's like exploded in her business that I know of. I basically made the choice a long time ago that I wasn't going to settle for mediocrity, that I knew that I could design my own life. And then it comes down to, okay, I want to design my own life. I don't want to be in a cubicle. I know I can do this, but how am I going to do this? Right? So and then it's that inner exploration. The personal growth has been humongous for me until this day, until I breathe my last breath. It will all self-growth and learning will always be very important to me. So I hope that answers your question, Pooh, but I think for me, it always has been an innate knowing, and then just being observant of life, knowing that it can be done, what I can do, what I want to do, and what I do not want to do. Whoa. Making that choice, that definitive choice.
I can't imagine you in a cubicle. That's like,
Oh,
it's like, it makes me think of like a butterfly in a jar. It's like, it doesn't belong there.
right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, throughout your broke ass to badass journey, being in our program, being in our community, one word that I hear you mention a lot is clarity.
Oh.
So, and just to like sit here and reflect back to the clarity with which you spoke about what you do and what you're here to do on this planet. And that clarity wasn't always there. Am I right? And, and clarity has been such a theme for you, and just like really connecting to that big vision. Can you talk a little bit about what clarity means and maybe take us back to what it felt like when you didn't have that clarity?
Okay. So clarity to me is basically like, I feel like it's the beautiful lotus in the mud, right? That the mud is there, the lotus is there, but with the clarity comes like, I don't know, it's this growth that I've had, especially with your guidance in this coaching program. So I have been super blessed by spirit with amazing creative ideas, like constantly coming. And you know how it is, right? When you're bombarded with amazing ideas and things that you want to do, now you're like deer in the headlights, like you don't know what to do. So the clarity pertaining to here with the both of you and the program that you've created has really helped me to hone in on and narrow down. That's why I like to do this thing right here. Is truly, that's what it is narrowing it down to this, so that I'm able to move forward with more expansion and more confidence without having all the other distractions. And it's okay to have all the other creative distractions, which can be kind of destructive in a way, right? When you're not narrowed down and focused. And so being with the both of you in the program has really helped me to, one, clarify, who am I? What do I want to do in this life for the next 50 years? Okay, so that was step number one. When I finally started to figure that out and moving confidently into it and stepping my feet into my fairy Mary shoes, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I got this. My joy, my purpose is to live in joy. And what's so beautiful, with the clarity comes permission. Oh, I just got chicken skin. With the clarity comes permission. So it gave me the permission to be able to pursue this beautiful life that I'm creating at this time in my life. And so that's what this program, the clarity here, has mean to me. I mean, there's no way that we can move forward in life if, like, you're driving, right? The other day it was just like full-blown raining and there's debris flying and you can't see shit. You cannot. And we need the wiper blades to go like this to create the clarity so we can move forward in this vehicle. called life.
Beautiful analogy.
Thank you.
Totally. I'm like, I hope everybody's writing everything that you're saying down. And if you're not, it's okay, because this is also going on our podcast. So you can listen to it again and again and again. But it's just like everything that's coming out of your mouth right now is so profound. And I think people really need to hear this right now, because there's so much. Kimmy and I were talking earlier about, our program is open. And we've been having these conversations with people, and there's anybody who is expressing hesitation is also expressing a little bit of fear. And it's fear around many of the things that you just talked about, right? It's not even fear around investments and the investment of the program. It's fear around, what am I going to have to change? What am I going to have to try that's new, that I'm uncomfortable with? What am I going to have to, what shit am I going to dig up from my past, from my emotional self? What am I going to be traumatized by? Right? There's all this fear, because this is what it takes to move forward and to create a beautiful business, is the alignment and the clarity that you're talking about, that is not always necessarily emotionally easy to achieve, but necessary and so worth it. And without a program like this, with people who have been there and who are going through this with you, and the questions that are guiding you to do this deep work on a short time frame, it's not that you won't get there alone, but it took us years, 4 or 5 years, right? And this is an 8-week program where you get to really narrow down, create the alignment and the clarity that you now have, and that you keep honing in on. This never really ends, but it becomes way more fun, right?
Right.
And way more expansive once you're a part of this community. So, and you, oh my God, you are like such a bright light in our community. And I would love for you to share a little bit about your experience in our community and just community in general, because I think you are a connector. You are a relationship builder and nurturer. And I would love for you to share what that has done for your business, and how your experience with connecting and building relationships has enhanced your business and your life, really.
You know, I any business that you're in, anything that you're doing in life, you need relationships to survive. You need relationships, partnerships to grow, if that's what you really want. And so here with B2B and this amazing community, it's been so great. Look, listen, it's in my DNA. I think I was born coming out of my mother's womb, supporting everyone, promoting everyone. So for me here in this community, I just absolutely love supporting people, promoting their businesses, and most importantly, watching also everybody else supporting each other, because we cannot do anything alone. Not with with ease and grace too. When you're partnered up with the right people, with the right friends, I mean, you're limitless, right? So here with this community, I've just found that there are so many men and women that bring their genius to this special hui, this tribe. So many magical people. And here's the beautiful thing that I've learned here is that allow people to be in their genius. Allow people to do their magic. In order for each of us to be magical and be great, we need to allow others to do the same. So what am I pertaining to is, like, for instance, as an example, the two of you. You have the BLD digital side of the B2B program, which has been a mind blower, lifesaver for me. I love technical stuff, but not to the point where I want to dig my eyes out and cry. So what's so great is that you two come in, you have, along with all the other magical things the both of you do, you have this other incredible place and space to assist business owners like myself who don't want to spend so much time on the technical side. You know, we say to ourselves that you just step into what it is that you want to do, and the universe will support you with the how. You don't have to worry about the how. You are part of the how, Kimmy and Pua. This program is part of my how. I have released that anxiety of not having to worry about the how, especially when it comes to the skill set and the logistics of doing a business in this digital age. So, you know, I've got girlfriends who want to do these magical things, but they're so held back by the technical part, you know, and they're not a part of the program here yet. However, being able to introduce this to them in such a fantastic way so that they can know that they're supported in that way allows them to now be in their genius of being magical. So yeah, that's just one of the many things about the joyfulness of this community is really the support. And there's so many people bringing their own type of magic here that we can all tap into and support, which is beautiful.
I love it. I love it. And for you as a photographer in your own business, how do you say, and if there are other photographers or people out there who are really attracted to your vibe, how does a relationship building, how do you do that for your business? And without the relationship building that you do, because you do it so much and you do it so well, how has that built your business up? Because I think that's something that we often forget as a part of this journey. And you're the expert at it. So I would love to just pick your brain about that for a second.
In the end, I always think to myself, okay, so I was sharing with Kimmy one day that I basically live my life every day as if it's the last day on earth. So it allows me to make sure that whomever I meet, whether it be on social media or in person standing at Long's or at the grocery store or even on a Zoom, that I remind them how amazing they are. Oh my gosh, cashier at Long's, you have such beautiful eyes. Has anybody told you that? Reminding them of their humanness and the magnificence that they are. I don't care who they are. Every single person is magnificent. They have this radiant light that shines within them. And for me, that is my thing. Is just reminding them, even if it's for a split second or for a lifetime of friendship. I'm here to remind people of that. So when I operate from that space, it really is easy for me. Because I release whatever's in here, right? And I move directly to heart. That's where I operate from. And when you're operating from that space, then again, you're feeling limitless and just in this expansive joy and love all the time. And it just gives me chicken skin. So I'm walking around with chicken skin or God bumps or love bumps or whatever you want to call it all the time. So it's really sincerely operating from the heart, sister. That's basically how I roll.
Love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fortuna Cooley has a question for you. And I love questions. So Fortuna asks, Jer, how do you bring balance to your life? As an entrepreneur, do you structure your time?
Yes.
Great question.
I structure it in the Jer way. So what I do is I make sure that I self-care every single day, whether it be working out, moving my body. That's like a must. I need to move my body. Whether it be meditation or getting on a phone call with a close friend or just taking time to watch Scooby-Doo for myself, that's huge. And I know when I need to tap into that. And that's what's so great about being clear and giving yourself permission all the time is that you're not afraid. You don't give a shit what other people think. You know you. I know me. I know how to feed myself. I know how to recharge myself. So I do what I need to do so that I can be at that level of joy to be of service to others. So that is a fantastic question, sister. Thank you, Aloha Kitchen Goddess Fortuna.
Love that question.
Love it. Self-care is huge, especially for women. Yeah.
It is so huge. So to talk a little bit about, share with us a little about your business and what makes your photography business uniquely you. And I think that's been a theme too, right? Is really for all of our badasses, even when we were talking just now with JC and Jen, really about stepping into the truest version of themselves and letting their business be this true reflection of who they are. So how is your business a reflection of who you are? What makes it different from any other photography business?
So this here is a tool, right? If you're a Sony, Canon, Nikon user, whatever that may be, this is a tool. Anybody can do this. Click, 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 click. Or even on your phone, right? Click, 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 click. What makes me different, I feel, is that it takes it beyond that. It's it's really truly about this heart-to-heart connection that I have with my clients, my clients who now turn into lifetime friends. And what I love about it so much is that I create tangible memories that become like a legacy or part of the legacy of that individual or of that place, because I love to document persons, places, things of high vibration. So my job is to be able to capture that and create this tangible memory that will last for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. I was just discussing that with somebody. When someone transitions in life, what is the first thing that people do, right? They're not scrambling and looking for a photo, a tangible photo or something on the Facebook. What was the last photo that I took with so-and-so? Because to me, this is just an amazing form of being able to capture that moment and really just take it and hold it forever. And I'm about that. I'm about forever. Because that to me, oh my gosh, there is no way, Kimmy, that you'll be able to get back that time when Sawyer was 7 or 6 or 5. But when you pick up a photo, that's when you're able to look back to see that little boy, that little toddler who's now become a young man. And so
I'm crying because you did take photos of my kids exactly when he was this little peanut. And I can say I look at those photos all the time and they remind me of that day. Like I can remember that day like it was yesterday. And you do have a magical fairy energy. Like we all feel it. We all know it. And the way that you not just show up as your true self, what that does is it gives everyone that you're photographing permission to be themselves as well. Yeah. So you don't just capture people, you capture people in their true essence. And that is a mother effing gift. And as a mother with photos, with treasures, like, believe me, I can tell you, because I look at those photos and I look at, especially Sawyer that day, he was so bananas. You brought out this crazy banana energy in him. And there's just so much joy. Yes. So much joy in those photos. And I will treasure them forever because you're right. You cannot, there's many things we can do in life, but you cannot turn back the clock and that's be back there. Yes, I don't know, maybe quantum physics is going to change.
I captured that moment for you. Like if Paul's on stage at Mary Monarch, shoot. When she's 70, when she's 60, her grandchildren, your grandchildren, Paul, can look back to see what you're doing at this time in your life, which would then inspire them, your children, your great-grandchildren, whoever, your nieces and nephews, that they can look back and go, wow, look at my auntie on stage at Mary Monarch. She's so badass. So it's beyond, right? You guys get it, right? It's about this moment and having it affect the future generations. It's so crazy, right? Because it becomes the past, but it's really affecting the future generations as well.
Whoa. And let's just talk too, from a practical standpoint, every single entrepreneur needs more effing photos. I absolutely agree. You are selling yourself out there in the world. And believe me, for me and Pua, having a digital media agency, we build things for people. We build websites and courses. And if you don't have good photos or any photos at all, and selfie in the bathroom don't count, guys. That does not count. That's not going to work great on your website. So you need branded photos capturing you in your joy so that people can connect to your energy so that you can share your gifts with the world. So most people need photos, and you're always changing too. Your energy is always changing. Yes. So Pooh and I, in our entrepreneurial journey, have taken many photos throughout the years, but we'll look at the ones we took, 4 or 5 years ago, and they don't feel like us because we're evolving and shifting so rapidly as entrepreneurs and just as humans on this planet at this time. So it's so important to have your photos updated every single year, every single quarter, if you can, because that's going to capture who you are now, who you are today, so that connects with your audience. So, okay, I'm going to get a little riled up about that because we're
as a lifestyle branding photographer, I totally get it. And in this digital age, as you are as an entrepreneur, need stock photography for yourself. And that's what I love to do is basically tell your story through tangible memories. Well,
yes.
Joyful essence. Boom.
Yes. And as people who build digital media assets, I like that you said you need your own stock photos.
Yes.
Because we always have the option to use Shutterstock or Pixabay. Like we can pull a million stock photos for your website and it works just fine, but it does not have you in it. And it will not work 100%. Like this all sounds, every time we talk about this, like it's like tangible plus woo equals broke ass to badass, because that's just what it is. And like, right? Like what you provide for people, as Kimi said, is more than just a picture. It's more than just a photo. You are in the business. And actually, I do believe every entrepreneur is in the business of building a legacy and creating a better future for humanity. Right?
Right.
And yes, there are exceptions to that. We can all think of a couple. But like the people, and we vet everybody that comes through our program, and everybody who's out there identifying as a broke ass, right? Maybe they feel broken because they have this idea and it's not working, or they feel physically broke or financially broke or mentally or spiritually broken. And they're like, that's why they've decided to be in the tribe or listen to the podcast. And we're here. Like we've been talking so much about this and how our program is designed for people to get the resources that they need to literally go from broke ass to badass, because the world needs what everybody is out there saying, like, oh, I really want to do this. Maybe I'll just try it, right? Like that little idea, that little spark needs to be amplified and thrown out into the world as soon as humanly possible. So for you, it's photos. That is the legacy that you create that lasts forever, as you said, right? This is a forever legacy. What, and what other people provide, whether that's a product or a service, that is their gift of legacy. So if you're listening to this, like, what is your gift of legacy, right? What do you have that can enhance the entire planet and every human in it? Because that's what you do so well.
Yes, that is powerful. Everyone can be of service. And I know there's so many of you that want to be of service. You don't have to worry how. Just step into and be in your joy. And this right here, this program right here, I know for myself has taken me to the next level, not just personally, of course, but with my business. As I relaunch again my photography business during this time, and it was so different when I did it back then, over 20 years ago when I was still shooting film. You all know as entrepreneurs that this is a different time of doing business, and being able to be supported in this type of program with mindset and skill set is like, boom, Kanani. So if you want to, like, this is for me, right? Whenever I know I need to make a change, I just change. Just make that decision. Because if not, we sit there waffling, oh, I want to make a change, and then 50 years goes by, right? So all I know is that if you're wanting to make a change, people, just make the decision, make a change, and just do it.
Make a change.
Love it.
Once in my life.
Tell us. Oh.
See, and then it comes with karaoke. I mean, come on.
It does. That's a hidden perk of our program. Yeah. Karaoke. Weekly karaoke. Where can people find out more about you and your magic?
I would love for people to visit my website at www.beinyourjoy.com. Beinyourjoy.com. And of course, you can get magic in your inbox, because I have a little opt-in that you can sign into, and I promise you it's going to be magic that you will never, ever get anywhere else.
Look at you, email marketing.
I know.
Where'd you learn that?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Kimmy and Pua, because even simple things like that was driving me crazy. But now I'm just like even more confident and more on fire with my business, because I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I'm now capturing these emails and being able to create more connections from all over the world. That's just a snippet of B2B, girl.
Awesome. Well, you guys definitely want to be following this amazing badass and all that she is. Definitely go to Be In Your Joy. Check her out on Instagram. She's so fun. Oh, yeah. What's your Instagram? Instagrams.
Photo chick. Because I'm so much more than this, just this.
She don't fit in one Instagram.
The photo chick with a DA, photo chick, one word, and the joy generator. What?
Yes. And for those of you, again, woo! Our program enrollment closes tomorrow. So B2B broadcast, everybody's like, there have been people that are like, what's B2B? So guys, broadcast to badass, B2B. And this is our 8-week transformational experience. It's really much more than 8 weeks, as you know. Once you join our B2B family, you are B2B family, and you have full access, lifetime access to our trainings, to the community, to this magic right here. And we aren't running this program again until the fall. And this is the time. So if you've been thinking about it, don't hesitate. Reach out to Jer, reach out to us, get your questions answered. You owe it to yourself to get your questions answered so that you have zero FOMO moving in to the rest of this year, because we don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. We are so fired up and excited for this next round of B2B, and we would love to be the coaches at your side to help you to make your dreams come true, to take that little sparkle, to get yourself out of the cubicle, whatever it is. We are here at your side, and you're tapping into tech support, mindset support, community support. So while that fear might be there, what you're also not seeing from this point is all the massive support that is also on the other side of that fear. So that fear is there, your choice. It's your choice to move through it and to tap into the exponential, expansive community that is available and support to help you throughout this entire rest of the year and life. So broadcasttobadass.com is where you can find it. Be sure to go to Be In Your Joy, get on Joy Generator's email list. We're going to be back with another amazing grad interview. We're going to be interviewing Queen Tahi of 808 Business Moms in just a little bit here. So any final words, Miss Joy Generator?
Go out there, be your radiant self, and just say yes to you.
Love it. Say yes to you.
Say yes to you. Join the B2B.
Our final interview is with Queen Tahi of 808 Business Moms. This is one fierce mompreneur on a mother effing mission. This is such a great conversation that we have about taking imperfect action, the importance of getting comfortable with sharing about your products and services, and just so much more. You'll actually hear Queen tending to mom life throughout this interview, which we think is so awesome. And she just does it with so much grace. I mean, she puts a kid in timeout while we're in the middle of an interview. Like, she is such a badass and such an amazing example and inspiration for all of us. So here's our interview with Queen Tahi. And we're back.
Hey.
I've always wanted to say that. And we're back. All right, you guys. So this is our third guest in our marathon, our badass marathon.
I love
I'm like, can I say badass? I'm like, earmuffs. So we are here with the beautiful Queen Tahi of 808 Business Moms. Welcome, Queen.
Hi.
So we are so excited to talk with you today. You have big things going on right now. I mean, you always have big things going on. And it's been such a joy to watch your journey since we met you and since you joined our program.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you've done so much. So share with us a little bit about who you are, what you do. Tell us about 808 Business Moms and what you got going on over there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think I joined back in May. So it's been almost a year. And it's been really really weird. A good weird. But 808 Business Moms is our mission is to empower our makuahine to embrace entrepreneurship. And and right now, we do have a webinar on Valentine's Day talking about the mom method, magnetize, opt-in, monetize, that we use with the mastermind I have now, which has one of your grad students, Malia, in it. And it's been really good. I'm just going to segue into B2B. What I really like is that it's not a really easy road to go through. This whole entrepreneurial thing, and there's moments when I'm like, man, is anyone even listening to what I'm saying? But what I love about Kimi and Pua is that you guys are like I told Pua this before, you guys are like my hype coaches. You guys like hype me up, like, you got this, and you guys are like always like, what's going on? Oh yeah, that's great, and I'm just like, yeah, is it good? Are you sure? But you guys are always like cheering me on, and I love that, because there's definitely, and I know it's going to be like this for ever. There's going to be
forever.
moments.
Yes, forever. Oh, I thought you meant it's not going to be hard forever. No, we're going to support you forever.
There's going to be moments of self-doubt. Probably
Yes.
less in the future. But yeah, that's what I liked, is the community support that when you go on, I guess when you guys go and check out Broke Ass to Badass, you probably, like what Kimmy had said in your previous interview with Jer, is that you don't see that behind the scenes of that, the massive support that you get, not just from you folks, but everyone else in the B2B community. And I made like a lot of great connections because I was part of the B2B community. And I love that, because as a stay-at-home mom, I kind of stay in my shell. I don't really like to venture out. And then when I do, I kind of quickly come back home.
I relate with that. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I adulted enough, socialized enough.
I think it's so funny. There are so many, and I guess this is the energy that we have, and so therefore attract. But Kimi and I are both very much introverts. And I think the three of us have this in common, where we have this persona on the internet where, we all have podcasts. You are a video queen. Like, it is so, you're just like, every time I watch your videos, I'm like, oh, I really want a video like that for us. Like, you just do such a great job, and you're so fun, and yet so introverted, as you just said, right? And the three of us are the same. We'll go out into the world, we'll do what we got to do, but we crave that like quiet space and coming back home. Like, that is where we look for. That's what we look forward to, or at least I do. And so I would okay, here's where the actual question is coming. I promise. You are such an action taker. From the moment you entered this program, from the moment you did your call with us before you bought it, you were like, you know what? I'm in. Let's do it. I remember the text message from you. Hey, this is Queena. Let's do this. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's in. And you didn't have a podcast. You kind of had an idea that you wanted to do something for moms. And every single day you took an action that maybe felt scary or felt uncomfortable. And it's so funny, because you are this, like, you are such a force. And I don't even think you know how immensely powerful you are as a leader, as a role model, as a community builder. And it's been such an honor to watch you create the beautiful things that you've created in this program. And I'm hoping that you'll share a little bit with everybody about that journey, and what fears may have come up for you, and what things that you had to move through every time you took an action. Because I know, after talking to you on the back end, again, the side that nobody sees, like, let's open the curtain a little bit and share what those mindset shifts were like for you, and how you continue to implement them to take the actions that you're taking now, because you every day still are just doing amazing things. Is everything okay over there?
What?
Are you okay? You were looking like something needs to be taken.
Oh, no, my son put something in his mouth, and I'm just debating whether I should take it out right now or.
Yeah, why don't we take it out?
That's why I was looking over there.
Is it dangerous?
But I'm gonna grab it really quick.
Okay, yeah, do it.
This is what we love about Queena. This is like, it's always like real life.
Queena, tell the podcast in the closet with the fingers story.
Oh, yeah. What? I don't. Oh yeah, my kids will stick their fingers while I'm doing a podcast interview in the closet. They'll stick their fingers under the door crack.
And that's exactly
right.
Like you have little fingers in your home and they need you, and you're like, I'm gonna be the best mom ever, and also like host a podcast, because why not?
Why not? See, that's what I'm talking about. My hype coaches. You guys hype me up. Okay, so well, I really appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate how you guys, like I say, hype me up. So peeking through the curtain a little bit of how things are behind the scene. And I'm sure there's moments you guys can relate to too, where you work really hard to put stuff out, and then you put stuff out, and you just want everyone to come rushing and be like, "Oh my God, what you put out is so amazing!" And then it's not the way you imagine in your head. But I think the biggest thing for me personally was there were people that were like, "Well, why should anyone listen to you? You've never owned a business before." That was a big thing that I had to really break through. And it actually, that didn't, I spoke about it with another B2B grad, Kahea. And I told her, like, I had about my, cause she restores my mana, about like, my, what's the word I'm looking for? Frustration, concern about, well, what is it? What's it called? An objection? Like, I don't know English right now. Of why of people saying that about me. And she's like, this is your story, and every story has a beginning, and everyone has to start somewhere, and this is where you're starting. So yeah, you've never owned a business before, but so did so and so. They've never did this or that before, and now now they're doing big things. Like, you have to start somewhere. So that really, like, that really helped me to break through that. And also, a big thing here, especially in Hawaii, is being afraid to ask people for money. And it's even me just saying that out loud makes me all like, I can't believe I just said that. Because people always expect like, oh, if I ask them for money, that's not cool. And then people expect like handouts, shout out to my family. And then it makes you, you're like, oh yeah, I guess I shouldn't charge. That's kind of weird for me to charge you for this. But at the same time, it's like, well, didn't you go into business to make money? And now it's weird for you to make money, but it's not weird for you to start a business. And so at that time, that's when I had to ask myself, well, the people who are expecting handouts from me, do they actually value my worth? And so that was another thing I had to break through too. Now I feel like I've gone off from your question.
This is so perfect.
But so those were the biggest things, like starting my journey, and having people like kind of like haters gonna hate, and then like the money thing, that was definitely a big thing. It was the money thing, like not feeling weird for asking people for money in exchange for my services.
Yeah, thank you so much for shining the light on that. And, I think so many of us go through that, and whether it's a cultural thing or just, any kind of preconceived notions that we have about marketing or sales or being salesy. And, as we have trainings on that in our program, because it comes up for all of us, right? And the fact is that if you, as a heart-led entrepreneur with products and services, you need to fall in love with selling and sharing your products and services as much as you do the product and the service. Because you can have the best product or service in the world, but if you're not willing to share about it and get it out there and talk about it, and yes, ask for the sale, because the sale, when people say, yes, here you go, I am ready, I am committed to this. Money is a form of commitment. It's a form of energy. What is our friend James Wedmore says, right? The transaction the transformation is in the transaction, because the
Yeah.
moment that people say that and they say, yes, okay, here you go, here's my money, that is the moment that they are saying, as our friend Geraldine just said, they are saying yes to themselves. So as coaches, as leaders, it's so important for us to be willing to ask for that sale, because what we're really asking is it's not about our worth, it's about their worth. What is it worth to this person to solve that problem? And it's in the highest interest of both parties, right, to ask for that sale, because it's helping them to step into their power. And so thank you for talking. I think this is something that we all need to be talking about as entrepreneurs, as leaders, and just anybody that is a heart-led entrepreneur with a product or a service. The other thing that, Queena, that you are just a master at is taking inspired action, and just taking action when circumstances aren't perfect, right? There are a lot of the objections that we hear with online courses, especially in programs, is I'm going to wait till I'm not quite ready. I'm not quite ready. Things aren't perfect. I don't know. I feel like it's like, I was thinking about, like, you know, when you have a housekeeper and you're like, okay, I got to clean the house for the housekeeper. It's like people delay things because they feel that they're not ready. So for somebody that has a big dream, an idea, but they're like, I don't know, I just don't think I'm ready yet, and they're not taking some kind of action because they're waiting for circumstances to be perfect, what would you say to them?
Oh yeah, definitely just do it. And I don't know how else to say it, but that the most simplest way is just do it, because it's never going to be perfect. And my whole thing is, if you're in your head like, oh, I need it to be like this, and that, you're never, if you don't do it, you're never going to know how it actually works. Do you know does that make sense? Like, you could look at like a Rubik's Cube, which I still haven't solved ever. And I know there's YouTube videos I could watch, but I refuse to. But you could look at it and just be like, oh, well, I could do it like this, or I could do it like that. But if you don't actually go in and then try to solve the Rubik's Cube, you don't actually know how to do it. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Like, you actually have to go in.
That's a great analogy. I love that.
It could use some brushing up. I just came up with it.
No, it's so true, because you can think all you want, try to think yourself to a solution, but actually it's the getting in there and the experimenting and the trying. And the quicker that you do that, right, the quicker that you start experimenting, start trying things, start getting in a community that you can bounce ideas off of and try things out and test things out and begin to test the market, essentially. The quicker you do that, the quicker you actually have the thing that is your ticket to freedom, right? But until then, we're just trying to get everything organized and ready, and we're just thinking about doing what we want to do instead of actually being in the business of doing it. Mm-hmm. And clarity comes from action, which is something Pua always says, and I love that. She always reminds me of that. Clarity comes from action.
I don't remember ever letting that phrase come out of my mouth.
Own it.
No, I seriously, I either have memory issues or I just speak through spirit. I don't know, whatever.
Spirit speaking through you.
Whatever. But whatever that is, I do really want to honor that in you and say, even listening to this interview right now, I know there are people out there listening to this and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, this all makes sense. And we can be stuck in the planning phase forever. Even Kimi and I do it still. And we have a wonderful colleague, Jeff Oreg, who is always there to help us. He's like, girls, no more planning. Let's just do it. Let's just set a date. Let's just take the action. Let's just film the video. Right. And it's like, we listened to how many podcasts before we started this business? It is literally one action away. You are an action away from I want to have a business to I have a business. I want to write a book to I am writing a book. How do you get there? You start writing your damn book, right? I want to have a podcast. Well, how do you have a podcast? You record episode number 1 and stop comparing yourself to the people who have 100 episodes, because they also had episode number 1, right? And allow yourself to suck a little bit. Queena, you're on mute. I don't know if you're talking. Right?
But I'm preach, girl. I'm listening. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm loving it.
Everybody sucks at what they do when they first start out. athletes, podcasters, everybody.
Yeah, and it's not so much sucking. It's just learning.
Right. Dip your toe in the water, see how it feels. Then your ankle.
So for all the moms listening, well, actually, for anyone listening, really, because it's not just moms, tell us about your Facebook community that people can join, because it's such a great place to be. And I was like, I said for all the moms, and then I just remembered that I just saw Ryan Charaba just join too. So it's for the dads, it's for anyone, right? That's really, so tell us a little bit about your Facebook community and what people can expect there.
Yeah, so it's definitely my message is centered around mothers and anyone that identifies as a mother. 1 second.
You guys see why we love Queena so much. It's you never know what's going to happen. She handles everything with such grace. It's like so amazing to me. I feel like I wish I had her as a mom friend when my kids were little, because I was not that graceful going through my parenting experience with little ones. She's just always handling it so gracefully with a smile on her face.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so
He's fine.
he's fine. He's in timeout. He's not very happy. Okay, so what was the question?
Tell us about your mom's group.
Yeah, I love it. My Facebook group. So I have my 808 Business Mom Ohana, and I love it because like I can go in there and connect a little bit, because there's Instagram and stuff, and you just post something, people comment, but in there I can have a closer connection to the moms that are really interested, or they just want to be surrounded by other moms that inspire them to want to be entrepreneurs. So I love doing that, and I get a lot of my inspiration on what to post from you guys. Like I noticed that some of them who don't really like to post things or kind of be out there in the whole social media space. If I post something a little off topic and more fun, they're more than likely to engage, and that's what I like. I just want a community of like-minded people, and of course my message is centered around 808 Business Moms, but anyone that identifies with them as a mother and supports mothers is definitely welcomed in the group, and it's fun. I like it, and why not?
Yeah, well,
That's
such
exactly
a
why,
builder.
right? It's fun and you like it.
Yeah. And so tell people where they can get, I know I'm feeling the window closing in on us. I want to make sure that we get you on here and talk. But
I have my mastermind meeting, yes.
Yes, so tell us where people can find out more, aside from your Facebook group. Where can they connect with you?
Oh, yeah. So I have a Instagram, Queena Tahi. I also have my website, 808 Business Moms with an S, because it's not about me, it's about you. .com. And we have the Facebook group, Instagram, and and the website. And we also have the podcast, 808 Business Moms, as well. I was gonna, but now I'm not. I was gonna stop it, but now I'm not, because I had other people telling me not to stop it.
All right.
So I'm like, well, if you guys actually listen, okay.
Good. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking some time with us today. And we just love having you in our community. It is just an honor and a joy to watch you continue to create, continue to grow, and to experiment and try things and see what works, and all of it coming from this deep place of service. Like, we just feel your heart, and you love seeing other people thrive and do well and follow their dreams. So thank you for the work that you're doing in the world. And are any final thoughts for maybe anybody that's out there, anyone thinking about starting a business or?
Yes. If you don't join B2B, are you even an entrepreneur? Like, for real?
Yeah.
No,
I like that.
You need to join B2B. You need these hype coaches, Kimi and Pua. They're definitely not like every other that you see, and I love it. I love B2B. I love being part of the community. I love that. I always pop in and out. I love, it's great. It's just, if you want to get started the right way, this is the right way. And yeah.
Awesome. We love you, Queena. Well, you guys definitely get plugged into 808 Business Moms and everything Queena is up to. You will love her Facebook group. It's so fun. Such a great place to connect and just get to know Queena a little bit better and be supported by other mompreneurs and those that support mompreneurs. Her podcast has, oh my God, so many amazing interviews and helpful things. We got introduced to Terry Best through your podcast. So we just, we love the people that you interview and that I'm glad you're continuing it because it's amazing. And what is the date again for the webinar that people can get?
Oh, Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
9 a.m. Yeah.
Perfect. So they can find out about it.
Celebrate Valentine's Day in our house.
It's all like loving yourself. Date with yourself. So they can find out about it in your group, right?
Yes. Oh, you can reserve a seat, 808businessmoms.com/training.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to let you go.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you so much. And yes, everybody. So as you know, you've heard us talking this morning. Tomorrow is your last day to join our Broadcast to Badass family. Last opportunity until fall. So come and hang out with me and Pua and Queena and all the badasses that you met today. Honestly, things can happen so quickly for you. This is just about a simple choice. In a hot second, you can start the transformation with the transaction, right? Say yes to yourself and join us. You're going to be tapping into so much massive support, trainings, community, and we can't wait to be by your side. So if you have any questions, this is the time. And we're here for you. Reach out to us, direct message us, visit our website. You can go to broadcasttobadass.com to get you right there to figure out if this program is right for you. So awesome, Queena. Thank you so much for being with us. And we will see you soon.
Thanks, Queena.
We hope you enjoyed our interviews with JC, Jen, Geraldine, and Queena. And remember, as you've heard, the doors for our signature online coaching program are closing tomorrow. Broadcast to Badass is the 8-week program that is not just a typical online course. As you've heard, it's really a transformational experience and a community of support. So to remind you, you get with this program lifetime access to 8 weeks of training to help you create time, energy, clarity, and purposeful productivity in your business and life. Lifetime access to modules dedicated to helping you get clear on your big vision, your mission, your vibe, your tribe, your offerings, and your business structure. Simple, easy to follow trainings that teach you how to build your website, rock it on social media, create an online course or membership site, mindset trainings that help you get out of your way and mindset trainings that help you to get out of your way so you can play big like you are meant to. And 8 weeks of group coaching calls that begin on Wednesday, February 13th, and access to our private Facebook group where you can meet all the badasses you heard from today and so many more. And this is just truly an amazing, supportive community. And also, we wanted to let you know a perk that not many people know about our program, and that is that we offer free enrollment for your significant other, your business partner, or your team up to 5. So we think it's just so important for you to share this experience that you're going through, share any type of transformational experience like this with the person that you are working closest with. So we found that the success of our badasses increases when they go through our program with the person or persons that they live with and or work with on a daily basis. And we found that partners and teams that that go through this program together really get clear on their shared vision. They enjoy a fun and bonding experience. You saw that with JC and Jen, and they support each other, and they really create a team culture of productivity, efficiency, and badassery. So all you need to do is when you register, just let us know. We'll get them plugged in, and they get a full membership, full access at no extra cost. So fast action is definitely needed here, guys. Hopefully you're catching this episode in time to still get in for our spring cohort. You can go to brokeasstobadass.com to register, or hop into the tribe, bledigital.com/tribe. and ask us any questions that you need to make this final decision. Again, brokeasstobadass.com. We are here for you guys. We can't wait to serve and support you and be at your side as your coaches for 2019 and beyond. Have a great week, guys.